Hey Cancer, welcome to your weekly reading. All right, Cancer, welcome in. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Tiana Louise here, intuitive coach, consultant, worth a read 1111. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Video, yes, just for you. This reading will cover June 8th through June 14th, looking at your connection. This is for those of you who are in a separation or a challenge with your person at this time, right? So we're going to look at what is blocking you guys right now, what is coming up in between you two, preventing you from moving forward in the way that you would like to, okay? So let's look at that. Again, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If it doesn't resonate, if you're triggered in any way, just click off. All right. So let's look at what's between you and your person right now. So we have abandonment. We have self-help. And we have idealization, right? So what I feel like here is there's some definite abandonment issues in the connection at this time, but someone may be over, and I can't say this word, idealizing how to overcome it, feeling like they have to figure it out all on their own, because that's what we hear today, right? Like, you know, you have to be self-sufficient, you have to be sovereign, you know, you have to be independent, you know, you can't be codependent. And with that kind of narrative, that kind of programming, it can make us feel like we can't reach out for support. It can make us feel like, you know, we have to be perfect in our spiritual process and our spiritual evolution and our ascension and, you know, walking this path, right? Like we have to know everything. We have to be high vibe all the time. Like, you know, we should be able to help ourselves, right? But when it comes to an issue like abandonment, right? Sometimes this can be really deep rooted, and sometimes you need a little support. Sometimes you need someone to help you through this. You don't have to do this on your own. And this is actually a defense mechanism, right? This card actually says a defense mechanism against conflict, stress, and ambivalence, whereby one splits conceptual representation into two mutually exclusive halves: wholly bad, demonized, and completely good, idealized, right? And so I feel like, you know, what's happening in the connection right now, on the days where you feel really in tune with your spiritual work, with your spiritual growth, and you feel like, you know, you're high vibe, then you view yourself as good. On the other days when you don't feel so good, when you feel low vibe, and when you feel like you need some support, you need this person, you're missing them, you're feeling like they abandoned you, then you feel bad, right? And that's totally screwing things up, screwing with your head, and giving you a false sense of how things should be. The reality of it is ascension is like this, right? It's never just like this. You know, it's kind of like, and then sometimes you go down and then you come back up. And each time you go down, you rise up a little higher every single time, right? You go down to come back up. So there's no good or bad. It all just is. And your process is your process. Your process is your unique process. So I want to look at your energy and your person's energy to see how this is playing out on both sides of the connection. And I'm looking for my tarot deck, which is right here. I have this beautiful new tarot deck called the Honest Tarot. And I got it off of Etsy, and I cannot remember the author's name right now, but it's like thebomb.com. Yeah, if you're looking for a new tarot deck, this one, I gotta admit, this one is really nice. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, and I have a lot of decks, but this one, it ranks. It ranks up there, which is why I'm using it. So let's look at your energy and your person's energy and see how the energy of the connection that we just looked at, how it's showing up for each of you at this time. All right, so for you, we have Page of Cups. We have Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Two of Swords. So I definitely feel like on your end, there is this, you know, feeling of needing to be perfect, of needing to get things right? And that's because you do care so much about your person, right? You want to be their Queen of Pentacles, right? Which for me, the Queen of Pentacles is like, outside of the Empress, she's like the ultimate woman. She's nurturing, she's kind, she's thoughtful, she's committed, she's caring, she's abundant, right? She's big-hearted, you know, she's practical. She's like, you know, the Brady Bunch mom. You know what I mean? She's like the trophy wife. She's beautiful. You know, she's all of those things, right? And she's dependable. She's like strong too. She's like you know, the perfect quote unquote helpmate, right? And so I feel like you really want to be this, and so there's this desire, this feeling to be this, and this desire to like get things right. I feel like this Page of Cups is like, you know, putting together the perfect package, the perfect offer, you know, and that would be you. But then we have this Two of Swords here, and it's like sometimes, you know, that becomes difficult to do, and like you don't even know how to do it, and it confuses you, it makes you feel stuck, right? And it really forces you to go within yourself, which is a good thing, right? Because with the Two of Swords, you have the blinders on, you can't see, so you have to go within to balance yourself again. But there's this avoidance of like the pain of that if it goes against this, you know, ideal version of yourself. It's like you don't want to look too hard at anything that would detract away from that picture, that ideal picture. So let's look at their energy. So we have Eight of Swords, we have the Tower, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, so they're definitely in a place where they want help, and they feel like they definitely feel abandoned, right? Like something has come tumbling down in their world, right? And I feel like it has to do with their self-image, because we have this Nine of Pentacles here, which I feel is all about being independent, you know, self-reliance, right? And being disciplined enough to be in those energies, right? It's also about our abundance. So there could be something around abundance that has occurred to really shake them to their core and make them feel like, you know, they don't know what's going on, because we have this Ace of Swords here, or this Eight of Swords, not Ace, Eight of Swords, which is about feeling trapped, which is about feeling powerless, which is about feeling like a victim, which is about, you know, having a very negative self-critical response to the things that are happening in our lives. And so with this Tower energy, which I'm going to clarify what that is all about, I feel like whatever happened, it's really made them question themselves, their ability to be autonomous, right? And I feel like for them, the abandonment energy is showing up where they feel like they, you know, they shouldn't feel this way, but they're at a point right now where they actually need help and don't know how to say that, don't know how to ask for that, because, you know, they want to be this Nine of Pentacles, and Nine of Pentacles doesn't need help. When you're in that energy, like all is well. You're totally self-sufficient. So what I want to do is pull a chakra wisdom card for each of you around that, and then we'll look at what this Tower energy means. Okay, so remembering your energy, you were the Page of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and Two of Swords. So we're getting an oracle card to look at that even further. Clarify that out. Yep, wisdom. Yeah, so like I said, there's this avoidance of diving into yourself to pull out these spiritual truths, these spiritual lessons, because, right, doing that work may make you feel it may make you feel like you're not measuring up to this idealized, you know, enlightened being who is totally about what? Being of service to others versus herself or yourself, right? But it's all perception. It's not true, right? This is a belief you really have to let go of right now, because it's actually hindering you and slowing down your ascension process. So for them, remembering their energy, they have the Eight of Swords, the Tower, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, so we have the Passion, which I feel like, you know, this energy they're in has totally killed their passion and put them into this, you know, spirit of complacency, right? That's why they're in that Eight of Swords energy, because, you know, they feel like there's nothing they can do about it anyway, so why even try? Why even try to get out of it, right? Yeah. And so they're at this impasse, which is right on point with Eight of Swords, where they feel like they can't move. They're stuck. They're at an impasse. So I want to clarify what this Tower is for them, why that's there. We have the Nine of Pentacles there, so it could be something financial, something to do with their abundance. But I'm also feeling like it just has to do more with like the direction they want to take with their life, right? Like they're feeling stuck around that. It's like, you know, what now is what I'm picking up on. But what created that? What caused that? So we have the High Priestess. Wow, we have the Hierophant. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like this person is definitely going through some sort of, you know, like awakening right now, some sort of possibly dark night of the soul, and really having to learn how to trust themselves in a way they've never trusted before, listen to themselves in a way that they've never listened before, and all of that while having new spiritual gifts being activated for them at this time, right? But it's a really slow moving process, and it's somewhat painful, right? It's like they're seeing things that they've never seen before. Like the high priestess is about like secret knowledge and hidden knowledge and wisdom. Like that kind of thing is being uncovered for them with this Hierophant here. Remember, the Hierophant is the spiritual teacher. And so they're learning at this time. They're learning, and because they're in that place, they feel like they're not expanding or growing. But that's not true. That's an illusion. It's an illusion that they're stuck. But that's only they can pull themselves out of that, right? And it's causing them to like question their security, their stability within themselves, right? I feel like this person might even feel like they're going crazy a little bit, which may have to do with why the connection has been, there's this energy in the connection of being abandoned, and this energy of like trying to, get the self-help right? Because that's how a lot of people view like the spiritual path, as in personal, as personal development, self-help, and there's a certain way to go about it. There's certain things you have to learn, and once you learn those things, then things become easier for you and all that. And it's like, if you really walk this path, none of that is true. There's no rhyme or reason to this. There's no rules. Everybody walks the journey or is on the journey differently, right? It doesn't look the same for any two people. Okay. So, where does that leave the connection right now, though? Like, where are you guys at? What's the state of the connection currently? What's the energy between you two directly? What does that look like? Okay. So we have soulmates. We have the snake, right? The snake to me is like something forbidden. There's something forbidden about this connection, and something a little toxic, right? Snakes can be poisonous. There's something about it that needs to be cleansed, right? With this card, it talks about competition, enemy, clever, malicious, having to look over your shoulder, and even another woman. So it's like, okay, yeah, you guys are soulmates, but there's still this divide between you two where you're not able to fully come together and trust one another, right? There's this like competitive energy, or like, looking sideways at each other, like, are you really who you say you are, right? Yeah, look at that. Because someone's wearing a mask. Someone's not showing their true feelings. Someone not sharing their true thoughts. Someone's hiding their authentic self, pretending, right? Diluting, gaslighting, which would explain the abandonment issue, right? So let's get some clarifiers to look at that. So we have the Emperor. This is the divine masculine card. So I definitely feel like it's the divine masculine in this connection who's wearing the mask, who is not being authentic, who is perpetuating this snake type energy in the connection. And I feel like that's how you view them for some reason, as a snake, as, someone you can't trust. Yeah. And we have Page of Pentacles. Yeah. So Page of Pentacles is, a card that on a good day, it can represent ambition and diligence and desire, but it can also represent, you know, missed opportunities. It can represent greed and lust, and can also represent not being stable. Right, so there's something about this Emperor energy that brings up all of that with this Page of Pentacles. And then look at that, King of Swords. Yeah, so this is all masculine energy. This is all masculine energy. I feel like there's a sense of, like, you feel like this person has manipulated you in some way, like they haven't been all the way truthful, like they've been, you know, a little like a dictator almost, like a dictator, not truthful, not sharing the full story. And that could just be because, you know, they want to kind of dominate and take control of things, but however they've put that out there has made you look at them as someone who, you know, doesn't fully have your back, who could be somewhat malicious toward you. Like they're not, and like this is not who they really is. Like they've put on this like tough exterior, this tough demeanor. And that's, you know, that's the kind of energy that they walked away from you with. Yeah. I definitely sense that here. You know, but I also get that they, you know, they're learning about this. they're seeing the error of their ways, because remember we had the High Priestess with the Hierophant. Okay. So something happened with this Tower here to like bring this to light, right? And with this Nine of Pentacles, it's like there is a desire to come out of that, to show their true self. But will they do that is the question. And so that's what we're going to take a look at in the extended, as well as, you know, any kind of messages they would like to send to you from their higher self, as well as advice for you. So thank you so much for tuning into this reading. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, drop a comment, and if you're going to head over to the extended, the link to that video is in the description box below. All right, thank you so much. Peace.